Hello friends and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Today we are playing Techtonica, a brand new building game that has just come out in early access and people are really excited about it. I've been waiting to play this for a while, so I'm thrilled that this is finally out for general availability in Steam. So we're going to do things a little bit different today. We are going to be doing a Let's Play series. We're starting a new one for this game as we play through the early access build. But I'm going to start with the review first. Most folks I know put the review at the end and force you to wait through 45 minutes of content to get there. We're not going to do that. So let's start with this game and whether or not you should be playing it. So Techtonica, it's a factory-style game, similar in a lot of ways to Satisfactory if you've been playing that, or some modded Minecraft versions, but I think it has the most in common with probably Fortress Craft. That's what it feels the most like to me, mainly because so much of the exploration is in this cave system. You're all trapped inside of this underground facility. And the layout of your factories feels a little bit more like Fortress Craft to me as well than necessarily Satisfactory. It's at a smaller scale. Everything seems to be in these half-meter grids rather than the massive 8-meter grids that you get with Satisfactory. But in general, a lot of the components here are going to feel very, very similar to anyone who's played Satisfactory or Factorio. All of those bits and pieces are included here. Now, my first impressions after playing a couple of hours of this game are, it's really solid so far. They put a lot of thought and care into building out this game. As you can see here, the visuals are just stunning. I absolutely love the look of it. If I have one negative on the look of it, it's that you're in a cave, so you're only going to get so much variation. And honestly, it gets a little depressing being underground in the dark all of the time. I like it, but as a mood and a theme, it works really well, but there is just that drawback that it's not going to give you these wide open expanses that you're used to seeing from playing a Satisfactory or playing a Minecraft. Audios are solid. As you can probably hear already, the machines sound good, suitably chunky, lots of clomping noises and whatnot. The conveyor belts actually make these nice little noises. All of this works really well from an audio standpoint. And the soundtrack is also really good. The gameplay controls are also suitably tight. Again, it feels like you're playing Satisfactory. All of the weights are there. Generally speaking, your character is nimble. I haven't had much slowdown or glitchiness. Now, the actual gameplay itself, again, is going to be like any of the other factory games that you are used to. But I will say that there are some weirdnesses with it. My main complaint is this giant stack of baubles you see in front of me here. This is the tech tree research system. So you get these baubles that are created, and these count towards science points to unlock your overall tech tree. This is where all of the magic happens for the things that you're unlocking. It's a little frustrating though, because you actually have to place them, and you do have a tool here to automatically place them, but it just gets to be a big mess very quickly. You can see it's just kind of taking over a whole lot of space. I don't love this. I wish the points were just being spent and you didn't have to plonk them down, because after you've used one, it's kind of useless. It just stays there. I think there is a tech tree component that lets you reuse them, but for right now, it's just dead space and adds nothing to the gameplay. The second component of the tech tree that's kind of frustrating is many of the items, you have to find them first before you can unlock them. Now, that's a little weird. I would expect that you should just be able to unlock things automatically. So you basically have two different phases here, again, that works a little bit like Satisfactory. You actually have to upgrade the bases you find to unlock the next level here. You can see these Victor levels because I found the Victor base. So I have several more levels of Victor that I have to invest resources in to unlock to get these tech items. And then the other bases you come to in the future will unlock more things in the tech tree. But after you've unlocked that tier, you then have to actually find the element to unlock it. So if you see this like 0 of 1 for the mole tunneling, I need to find an item, scan it, and that's the only chance that I will have to actually build this with these research points that I've accumulated. It's a little weird. it makes sense. I kind of get it. And it's an interesting way to lock progression. I think it's actually, from that regard, it's kind of smart. It feels a little bit like Terraria in that regard, that you're kind of gating things, that you don't just go around like tearing up the entire planet and destroying all of the landscape immediately. You have to unlock the things that let you do mass dismantle, etc. It also means it's very, very frustrating because unless you know exactly where that item is, you're not going to be able to unlock it. This brings me to my other big gripe, the map system. The map system is not great. You have a very, very limited field of view that shows where you are, but you can't really scroll to other places and see what's going on. There's no legend. It doesn't tell you what any of the things are. You have to kind of find out through time that these are probably copper and iron resources, and the green dots are factory components. But sometimes the factory components are not real factory components. There's at least one place that I've been where there's a big green block underground, and when you dig to it, it is just a transparent block. You can't do anything with it. It's a bug in the map. So that's sort of problematic. This also is complicated by the fact that once you're giving a quest objective a new location to go to, the quest doesn't appear on the map. It appears in the over screen, where you get an exclamation point that says this is where you should be going in that direction, but it doesn't ever show up on the map, and that makes it almost impossible to actually figure out where you are. I get lost a lot with this map. The coloring also is very problematic to know what is an actual dugout cave versus a place you've been. It's hard to see where the real walls are. It's not a good mapping system, and it's caused me more trouble than it's solved, quite frankly. But the plot is nice and interesting. You're kind of teasing out the bits and pieces of why you're here, what happened, and it's a little bit more plot heavy than a lot of these other factory style games that you probably are familiar with. There's actually things that you're trying to discover and reasons, I guess, behind all of the things that have been going on. It makes some nods to some other games. I'm not going to mention those games because I don't want to give anything away from a plot standpoint. But there's some nice callbacks here to other things I've played, and I do think it's fun that you see those sort of references happening. So overall, from a writing perspective, it's really good. The voice acting is really good, and it complements that writing very, very nicely. So overall, should you buy this game? Given that it's an early access and the price is still relatively cheap, I recommend probably buying this game if you have that kind of extra cash laying around, and you'd like to really play these sort of factory games. If you don't have the extra cash laying around and you already own Satisfactory and Fortress Craft or Factorio, maybe you should wait on this one. I say that because right now you're not going to have a lot of elements in the game that have been completed yet to really justify the cost of the game and the overall value. However, I always like supporting smaller game companies that are putting out the sort of games that I love. So personally, I bought it. I don't have any second thoughts about it. I have no qualms about purchasing this, and I do plan on to continue playing it for a while and hopefully continue a little bit of a Let's Play series here with it because I think the content is so great. But again, your mileage may vary, and if you already have a bunch of these factory games that are mostly done and more fully baked, you probably are going to get more replay value out of those for right now until this catches up a little bit more. That being said, it's a great start. I love where they're going with it, and I'm really excited to see where they take this. Okay, so that in a nutshell is my review of Techtonica. Now, stay tuned and let's dive in for a Let's Play series that we're starting right now from the beginning of the game. Okay, so here we are at the very, very beginning. Apparently we just came out of some sort of cryogenic storage.
Statuses. Diagnostic failure.
And that...
Report to medical officer for unknown.
Okay, and that doesn't sound good necessarily. So we have this abandoned factory underground. Now already I think it's an interesting choice for them to have picked underground as the place that we are going to start our adventure, rather than in a nice sunny overworld like we get in Minecraft or that we get in Satisfactory. Now it looks like we can already grab some items, so let's grab a bunch of this stuff. Actually, we can just shift click these over, can't we? Yeah, this is a modern game. We know how modern gaming stuff works. Limestone, copper wire. Okay, all of the basic ingredients we need to get started on a factory. Ooh, and apparently we have a pickaxe. Protected area. So we are already learning that some things are indestructible at this state in the game. And it looks like I had gotten the inventory and storage reversed. That's fine. That's fine. Left to right. All right. I'm guessing we go through here, right? Yeah. There we go. Look at that. All right. So we're just going to pick up some random stuff that we're finding along the way. I'm sure all of these are good to have. Unlike Satisfactory, we can't just hold down E and continue to collect things, so we gotta walk around and pick these up. What are these? Kindle vine seeds. Various plant matter. I assume plant matter will go into a burner of some sort and we will start burning things. And can't do much with these big broken pieces yet, so that's fine too. All right, let's see what we got here. Repair terminal, iron ore and copper ore.
This terminal is cooked. Mining drills were the only buildable tech I could recover. Try crafting a few with materials from some of the chests around here.
Crafting menu, okay. Let's see here. Yeah, we can build a mining drill. I guess we just want 2 for now? Okay, and those go right into my hotbar. Got it. Like
Task
that?
inbound. Mining drill. Must be built at an ore vein and fueled with plant matter.
Okay, well we have some of that, right? So let's put half a stack there, and we'll go ahead and put half a stack there. Can't just click and drag, have to click and then place. All right, good. That's giving me iron, so copper. Copper's over here, okay, good. Oh, I guess we need to make more of those, right? We only made 2. All right, we got 2 of those. Slowly cooking. There we go. Now we've got 2. All right. Guess there's this wall. Can I do 2 in this wall? Well, it seems to like that. And maybe over here. Great. Okay, so we're going to do half of our fuel here and half of our fuel here. How much do we actually need? 15 copper ore. Okay, no problem. I can do that. And by now we definitely have at least that in iron because we've been gone a while. Oh yeah, 60? That's more than what we need. Okay. Okay, technology, great.
Good work getting that ore plugged into the terminal, Groundbreaker. If you weren't on my crew, you should have been. For the next phase of repairs, you're gonna need a scanner. The tech for it unlocked automatically when you fix this thing, so open up your crafting menu and build one.
I didn't realize the storage is over here. Just gonna steal all the stuff that is not nailed down. And crafting menu to build a scanner. There's a scanner, great.
Task inbound. Scanner. Scan machine fragments to restore tech tree access.
And these appear to be science stations? What is this? Can't deconstruct whatever those are, so I'm just gonna have to live without. But we can start doing other things, right? Like these light sticks. Well, let's take those. Or these decrepit miners, right? Alright, let's take a look at the tech tree. What do we got? Okay, from the start, apparently smelters, that's what we can do. Bunch of other weird things on the menu. Okay, I would like to research that, please. Yes, give me one. Okay, can we build those then? Oh, we can. Alright, great. So let's craft up a bunch more of those.
Research cores constructed. Smelter technology available for activation in Tech Tree.
Okay, so we just build those and then we can do the thing, right? Oh, there we go. Hold to activate. So now we have smelters, which means we can melt stuff. But I would love to have inserters. Can I build inserters yet?
Proceed with construction of smelter.
Yeah, none of that yet. Okay, so let's build, what, 2 smelters for now? We don't have floors yet either, so...
Smelter. Supply with ore to produce ingots. Requires plant matter for fuel.
Alright, good to know. Okay, we've smelted up a bunch of our copper and iron, so let's go ahead and upgrade. Alright.
Terminal upgraded. New technology and crafting schematics available.
Let's see, what do we have access to now? Manufacturing of components, long inserters. I guess these are locked behind tiers, is that what we're doing? Oh, maybe that's how we collect multiple items. Alright, okay, good. So, what can we start creating with what we have now unlocked? I really want some automation. So, what we're going to do right now is set up our automation for our smelter line. So, let's do a bunch of these. And maybe we output here and here. Actually, not that one, because we're going to do a different side for that one. And then let's put our container here. Yeah, and it should start inserting automatically. And then this will go here. And here. And we'll do another inserter here. And then let's try and run some belts. Let's see how easy this is to do. So we want this to end up here. So in theory, I should be able to bring it all the way over this way. Let's do that. And we'll do that. And then we just need a couple of inserters here, right? These are slow though, so let's double up. And in theory, that should just stick right into here. Only it doesn't want to insert into there. Why does it want to insert into there? Well, I guess maybe these are only hand-fed? That can't be right though either, can it? Now the only thing to do is run those all the way back over here with more belts. So let's build that up real quick. Now we probably should go ahead and upgrade our terminal while we're at it. We shouldn't just wait around here. So let's go ahead and make the rest of these things that we need. Okay, there's all of our ingredients and next upgrade available. Okay, so that exclamation point is, I guess, our next destination. So we'll just hike our way through, ignoring all of these interesting cave areas that I just want to go and explore, and focus up on our next point of interest. Here is the base.
That signal is more complicated than you think.
Hopefully this is the sort of stuff you'll be able to build in the game. Like, I would love to be able to build factories that look like this. This is super neat. Okay, so we got some exposition, we got the next bit of plot unlocked. I'm not going to spoil this for everybody, but you've probably already seen reviews that say exactly what happened there. But we now have a disembodied voice for a friend, as you do in just about every game ever created. So hopefully that'll help us be a semi-omniscient narrator to get us through the coming days.
Stop.
Ooh.
Scan the fragment in that cage by the stairs before we go. We'll need that tech to get out of the sector.
Okay, so we have the mole, which I think is our digging device that was mentioned. Okay, back at our tech tree here. I guess mining drill is there. There's the mole. But we need to build more of those research things before we can actually use it. So I guess we need 7 more. Yeah, we have 0 cores left. So in theory, that now means that I should be able to unlock them all. Great. Perfect. And I guess these just have to keep living somewhere.
Manipulates terrain for traversal and composition of industrial construction sites.
Okay, we can build one of those. Well, I'm going to follow the river as far as we can before we start burrowing.
Bulletin. This mole is not authorized to destroy resources, critical infrastructure, or protected environmental areas.
Okay, so we eventually made it through that cave following the river, and we are here at the next factory.
A factory the size of a city is supposed to be here. It was right here. I know it was.
Alright, let's see what we've got here. Crank generators and basic construction. So we're going to have to build a bunch more cores, I guess. Although it said we can now automate cores. Let's go and see if we can't figure out what's going on with that. Okay, so we finally have enough ingots to repair our terminal. And looks like immediately we need to continue to repair our terminal.
Upgraded. New technologies and recommended tasks available.
Okay, so I'm slowly making a ton of these research cores. Probably way more than I should be making for this current structure and layout, but we gotta come up with something here because we need to unlock a whole bunch of things we have not yet unlocked. So this is how this is gonna be for right now. Okay, now that I've got 45 additional of those science cores, we can actually start unlocking some of these more interesting things. Accumulator, that's got to be for storage. And from the videos I've seen, I think we're going to get hydroelectric pretty soon here as well. Let's see what else we're missing. Ooh, collecting, erasing, those are useful. That's that core composer. We don't have enough cores yet, so we're going to have to work on that. What else do we have here? Definitely need assemblers. Smelter is active. And it looks like we have to go scan some threshers and planters before we can automate that stuff. I can't figure out why this one is working, and these are not. Is it because they're have items in them? Oh, that's the secret. It only puts in enough not to fill it up, as in most of the other factory games we play, but just enough if there's space in there for the next product it's going to make. So that's what's going on here. Okay, that makes, well, it doesn't make any sense, I'll be honest. That's just weird. But I do understand why it's doing it now. So this will just keep inserting onto this first one here, as long as it doesn't have enough to make one ingredient. Okay, there we go. Now all of these should slowly start filling up, at least as much as we can get ingredients out of those miners. Okay, so our power floors are basically what's used to connect everything up with power, as I understand it. So I think we're going to want to start by just kind of building this out maybe over the water. Don't want to get too big with it because we still want to be able to remove it if we need, but I think this will be a good way to start here. do that. Now, how big is our core composer? A little bigger than this platform, so I guess we have to keep building this out a little bit more. How's that? Is that enough? Yeah, that's enough. It just barely fits on here. Okay. And this needs power, so if I understand how these power floors work correctly, as long as the things we're placing down, e.g. the cranks, are on the floor, it should still power things, like it'll just be connected. I want to play with these crank generators. There we go. Okay. So I guess let's put this down here and put down some conveyor belts as well. Because we just need them to kind of hold items. We don't really need them to do anything. And then, you know what? I do need another inserter. Well, we can get by with just the 2, but at some point we're going to need more inserters, so we should start making some of those too. So let's just do this. Let's put this here, and let's put this here. And now let's come here and see if we can just insert cores, if this is how this works. Maybe that's backwards. Maybe these have to go the other way. Yeah, there, that's totally working. That's exactly what it's supposed to be doing as far as I can tell. Okay.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Mind the voltage.
Oh, well that isn't worrisome at all. Mind the voltage. Okay, so where's it trying to get us to go? This way? It would be nice if these things showed up on the map, because it's not super helpful when they just kind of, you know, plunk it down here in space. I kind of want to know where it is I'm trying to go. I guess through this wall is where we're trying to go then. Okay, no problem. We can cut ourselves a hole. Okay, we are somewhere.
Battery pack. Sorry, an accumulator substation.
Okay, so I guess we can start collecting some of this garbage. Alright, so when we do get a little bit more power from there, we can run it into this factory, and the accumulators will then store it. Good to know. Now, I still haven't found those threshers and other sorts of technology things that I need to scan to move ahead. I might go make another big pass in the waterfall cave to see what I've missed. So at this point, I should be right on top of it if I can find an entrance in. Okay, so we seem to have tunneled our way in.
Door unpowered and secured.
I wonder if we can just power it and then get in easily. Let's see here.
Power restored.
Perfect. That was easy. Now let's see what there is to see in here.
Jackpot. A warehouse. I knew that gigantic door was a good sign.
But it looks like this was some sort of a manufacturing facility, maybe? What's this? Monorail. Wow, that sounds promising. Okay, so we're finding a bunch of planters, which is one of the things we need. Hopefully there'll be some threshers in here, and then we'll be able to start with that level of construction. Ooh, what's all this? More planters, okay. At least there's a lot of resources in here that we'll be able to salvage. Okay, so here are the threshers. They were just literally floating on the level above me. I just couldn't see them. So I think we can climb up here maybe and snag the rest of those. Yeah, there we go. I do find it very interesting what it lets me steal and what it doesn't. Like, all of these conveyor belts, I can neither destroy nor pick up. Same with these containers here. The inserters, it doesn't seem to care that I'm stealing those. We can just pick those right up. But everything else, it's kind of like this splitter. I just want to steal these things. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made enough cores so that I can do both a thresher and a planter. So we have those technologies now unlocked. Okay, so back at our base, it's time to start automating our assembly here. So I think we're going to start building out over the river, like we mentioned before. We'll start growing this space as much as we reasonably can. We have our planters and we have our threshers. Let's see here. Ooh, that consumes 200 kilowatts and this consumes 50. Let's do 5 of each of these real quick. And this only produces 150. So we're only going to be able to do a couple with the handful of cranks that we have put down here. Maybe we can put down a couple more of those real fast and see if that doesn't help things out, at least until we get to hydro. So let's go ahead and do that. Just fill out this row here. So I guess they want to go this way. We can go ahead and put them on the edge, that's fine. This is probably too many for the amount of power that we have. Let's see, what happens if I do this? So let's do this. And then we'll wrap that around here to something. All right, some of these inserters will pull things out. And then let's go ahead and put our storage back here. For the ingredients that are going to go into this. And I think we can do that the same way, right? Let's do a bus back here. And again, we'll run that in the same direction. No, that's right, because this one still is going to have to pick up from it, so we're going to have to figure out a way to deal with that. So let's get these going, like so. And we already have an inserter there. And then I guess we put these seeds in there, and it should just kind of work, I think. Now, are these getting anything yet? Okay, they're putting out whatever these weird vine things are. And I guess those have to go into the thresher, like that, right? Put our inserters in place. Pull our inserters back out. And again, this just is giving us storage. And then let's lay out our threshers the same way. Oh, we're out of power. Has it been 5 minutes already? So I don't really quite understand their inputs and their outputs. But we'll do this for now. I'm going to hope that that's enough. Let's go ahead and put this into place. Okay, so we are getting whatever those are. Unknown item times 6 and Kindle Vine seeds times 3. So what can I do with these things? I don't know what they are. Ah, look, we do have filter inserters. Interesting. Okay, so maybe the filter inserters are what we need here. Oof, out of power again. Okay, now I know what's wrong. apparently these stick things you have to double thresh. You can't just single thresh them. So all of this is basically wrong. Let's just pick up all this and try that again. Okay, there we go. These are getting inserted and it's turning into extract and plant matter fiber. I don't know what I would do with extract, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Now we just keep building our logistics chain out here. Let's see, so these need something to pull items back out. Like so. Put those back on a bus of some sort, like so. And then those go directly into a container. Like so. That should start working. And then those can finally, at long last, go into another bus for our assembler. Maybe like right here. And clear this out so we have enough room for all the bits and bobs. That's going to make our plant matter frames. Get a couple more of these filter inserters, which we're almost out of. Like so, and then inserters here. Okay, that should be everything, if these ever catch up. Don't we have a couple of fast inserters? Yeah, let's go ahead and bring these into play. Since these are just regular. Let's get rid of that, get rid of that. Just so we can catch up a little bit. Okay, even with all of that upgrading and fast inserters and all this, these are still producing too much. So I think we might have to disable one of these threshers. This is just, with this mark of belt, we can't really keep up with this. This is a problem. Because these are bulk ingredients and it's not helping us any. Okay, we've got a little bit more science, so let's go ahead and start unlocking some things. Oh, fast inserters are still blocked. Oh, apparently we need to do filter inserters first. Well, I didn't make enough science to do that, so we're just gonna have to wait. Okay, at long last, we have completed enough of our frames that we can upgrade our terminal. Let's take a look at the tech tree and see what's been unlocked. So, cooling system. There we go. Oh, mining charge. That's what she was talking about. Obliterates and harvests terrain unaffected by standard equipment. Okay, good to know. Tunneling. Okay, interesting. Flatten. Yeah, we already have that, don't we? Maybe we don't. Oh, because we haven't found the thing yet that we need for that. Okay, good. What else we got? Improved assembling speed. Improved bio bricks. That's going to be good. Threshing speed. Fine. Monorail system. Okay, we found some monorail pieces earlier. That could be interesting. Still need to go back and get those fast inserters from the filter inserters. Hover pack. Ooh. Well, that's been unlocked for a little while. That's not new. Ah, now we're talking. Okay. So, the water wheel is definitely what we're going to want next. Well, I think that's a pretty good stopping place. We've been doing a lot of automation here, but there's still some pieces of this puzzle that we have not yet automated, and I'm not sure how we're going to do it yet. The smelters and the drills are still something that's causing us to run back and forth to fill up their burner inventory over and over, and that's a little frustrating. They just keep running out of fuel. So our next priority is to figure out how in this game we get to powered drills and powered smelters. So we're going to look that up on the wiki before the next episode. But for now, that brings us to the end of this episode of Enterprise Architecture. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends!